cool mountain air and stunning scenery. The incredible beauty of Arizona's Tonto National Forest. It's every camper's dream.
As a Father's Day gift, and it turned out to be actually around the time of my son's first birthday, we kind of combined the celebration and said, well, let's go camping.
A perfect spot for Peter Baca to take the first camping trip of his life. So Peter, his girlfriend, and baby boy Gabriel set out for the woods.
Check out some trees and maybe see some squirrels. And might get bored, you know, I'm a city boy.
It was late June 2012 when they arrived here at the Ponderosa Campground and set up their tent. But what they and the dozens of other people here didn't realize was the night before, about a mile and a half away, a man who was sleeping in a cabin was mauled by a bear. 2 bear attacks on 2 sleeping victims, and the third one was just hours away. What did you know about those previous attacks before you embarked on this camping trip?
I actually was unaware of anything.
As night fell under the starry skies, they settled in for the night in their tent below the towering pines, about to get a shocking wake-up call.
I see a dark figure at first, but I know I feel pain. And when I look down to my arm, I could see some mangled flesh. We were on the ground kind of struggling. It was kind of like playing tug of war with your own arm and a bear.
The black bear, the only bear found naturally in Arizona, weighing 150 to 400 pounds. They have razor-sharp claws that make them excellent tree climbers. Back in 2012, drought and wildfires pushed some of the bears from their usual habitat into campgrounds. At least one bear was showing aggression toward people.
As soon as I had the initial bite, I felt no pain. It was all shock. So I'm yelling, you know, it's a bear, wake up, get the baby, run. I started feeling claws, trying to fight it, fang marks and scratches, and trying to use this arm, because this one is obviously out of commission.
A huge chunk of Peter's arm was gone. We've altered the post-attack photos to make them less graphic so you can see the extent of his injuries.
I was screaming out for help, but feeling very tired right away. I was losing a lot of blood. Stood up, actually. I stood up with it, and its jaws biting down and tearing up my scalp. It hit me so viciously. I tell people it was probably like going 15 rounds with a heavyweight. I was swollen. You couldn't recognize me.
Blood in his eyes, one of his ears nearly ripped off.
It was definitely trying to kill me.
The nightmare came to an end when shots rang out.
Somebody there had a firearm. The other campers are throwing items, you know, making noise, doing anything they could.
They distracted the bear.
Once they kind of got its attention, it released me from its grasp. I'd lost a lot of blood. It was very, very close. I could feel like it was close. And
like death was close?
Yes.
Based on the horrified looks on the faces of everyone who saw him, Peter knew his injuries were bad. A massive chunk of his left arm gone, claw marks slicing across his back and side, and bite marks on his head and face.
Initially, it was a little hard because I'd wake up in the hospital still trying to fight it.
Peter woke up in the hospital filled with worry about his son. Was his 1-year-old okay? He couldn't speak to ask, but his mother sensed something was wrong.
I said, Gabriel, you know, and then I started tapping her hand and tapping her hand. She's like, don't worry, he's okay, he's okay. Yeah.
Last year, Peter gave these scars on his body some company, a bear tattoo, a reminder of his epic battle.
When your loved ones are in trouble and you're the only line of defense, what are you going to do? On that day, there's just no way that bear was getting to my son.